have the pleasure to speak to you from Paris. I am a meeting from a European project, you know, the famous research European project, CHIPS-TU. And in fact, this project is about green electronic, and I should say greener electronic. It's a consortium of about 40 companies that try to improve all the greenness of the product they manufacture. So I think it's interesting to know what ideas come out. So for the time being, I speak with Edmund Whitmore. He has a company called Formod. It's a French company. I think it's in Toulouse, yeah?
No, Nantes and Bordeaux.
Okay, sorry. Wrong with it. Nantes.
Yeah.
Okay, so a mistake for me. Nantes, you know, the west part of France. And they're specialized in IoT. So we are very curious to know how they can claim that they make a greener product. So please, Edmund.
So, thank you for the question. So at Formod, we're a designer and manufacturer of IoT products like air quality monitors and GPS trackers. Our historic business is in remote controls. So within the EECONE project, we start with a simple electronic product, a remote, and we've been working with CEA to integrate flexible electronics, so printed circuit boards, into the remote control, replacing the traditional FR4. So within Formod, kind of our expertise is integration. So we integrate the latest technologies. These days, we've pivoted towards integrating the latest sustainable These days, we've integrated the latest in sustainable electronics. So for us, that means electronics with the lowest environmental impact. But these days, you have to be very careful not to greenwash. So what makes Formod a little bit unique in the industry is we're doing life cycle analysis in-house. So we have our own LCA team, and we do LCA for about 90% of the products we manufacture, which is quite rare in industry to have this level of detail. And then we use the findings to direct our research, which is how we started working in EECONE, is we identified that the PCB is one of the most damaging parts for electronic devices, and we've been working here to reduce the environmental impact. But it's not just for the flexible PCB. We also have a project where we're working to integrate OPV, which is organic photovoltaics, so you can completely replace the need for batteries. So by combining both PCB and OPV into a single device, you can reduce the environmental impact, at least of a remote control, by about 60%, which is quite a big difference. And what we're trying to roll out now is not just for remotes, but for the wide range of IoT products we manufacture. These technologies are applicable not just for simple electronics, but for most IoT products you can imagine they're operating off batteries.
Okay, good. I have a naive question. We always say Europe is a bit naive, we want to be greener and better. But do you think your company is stronger and has a better business because you make all this effort? Or it's just to save the planet? Naive question.
Yeah, it's a big topic these days, especially with everything going on in the world. Sustainability is somewhat taking a back foot for a lot of companies. But that being said, regardless of the political climate, there's legislation coming through like the Digital Product Passport that's going to mean that if you're putting a product on the market in the EU, you're going to have done some sort of LCA. Since we're already integrated in our supply chain in collecting LCA data, we see this as an advantage that we can adapt to whatever the legislation will be when it comes to the publication you have to make on your product's environmental footprint. And since we are already starting to work on these research projects to reduce the impact as well for our customers, it's going to be important to not just know the impact of their product, but to be able to show improvement over time as well. So at least our hope is that this will be our edge in the market, is this ability to do LCA in quite a dynamic and integrated way in the product development. So not just doing LCA at the end once you've already developed your product, but from the very beginning. And taking a more dynamic approach is what is going to be needed if we want to be competitive in this regard.
Okay. So better and stronger. Okay. Okay, thank you.